This is a tutorial on reverse grip fanning. The move looks like this. This is basically the same thing as your standard fanning in the forward position, except you're going to be doing it in the reverse grip. Now, the way I do the standard forward position fanning is I don't actually rotate my hand like this. I don't really let the at least not to start the move. I don't really just open this and start spinning in this way, letting the handle freely kind of move in my hand. After I start the move, that's what I do. But to start the move, what I'm actually doing is I'm letting the handle come up to about 90 degrees like so, and I'm using my fingers and my thumb to twist the knife to give it a really quick initial motion. If you do that, you can actually get almost 3 rotations just off that spin alone. See? I'm not even moving my hand. That's just from the initial spin of my fingers. And I'm mentioning that because the reverse grip fan is the same thing. From my experience, you really can't do this move just by simply being in this position and starting to rotate your hand. Because what will happen is, you see, the knife will just kind of the handle wants to just close in on the blade, and the knife will just kind of flop around. So to get the initial motion, you also have to use this roll of your thumb and your fingers to get the handle to quickly snap around and almost lock itself in that position for you to continue to fan the knife in this particular grip. So to start out, you're going to be in reverse grip. You can technically do it with either handle, but I like to start off with the, I think it's better to start off with the safe handle, because when you do it with the bite handle, one, when you're learning, you'll probably get cut more, but two, the latch can actually, if you end up sliding up, the latch can actually get in the way of the move. Unless you have a spring latch, then it might not, but in any case, we'll be learning today from the safe handle. So you'll start the trick in reverse grip, and the safe handle will be toward you, because you're going to be letting the knife go, like so. And I'm going to show you the way that I learned, and then I'll show you some variations. Now, the key to the move is that you need to start rotating the knife when it's locked in this position. The bite handle, or the opposite handle, has to be perpendicular to the knife. Like I mentioned earlier, if it slides forward too much here and you start your rotation, that's what's going to happen. It's going to just want to close in on itself, and the whole knife is just going to buckle in, and you really can't do the move at all. If you have the handle a little bit too far, if you start the rotation a little too early, what's going to happen, it's going to graze your wrist and your hand a little bit. Sometimes you can get away with it, but usually what will happen is it'll just kind of stop dead, or it'll bounce off your hand and then again fall forward and kind of stop the move dead. So the key is really timing. And this is a move where you're really going to have to feel it out. It's kind of like the 0G. Once you feel it out and you understand where you need to start this rotation, you'll be able to continue to do it. The key is, right when it gets to this position, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be gently rolling the handle with your thumb. Let's see if I can kind of get closer on this. You're going to gently be rolling this with your thumb and gently pulling back with your fingers, giving it a snap like this, so that the handle just goes completely over. And see, if I'm doing this slow, what will happen is the blade will actually drop. But if you do it fast enough, what's going to happen is it'll just completely go around in a rotation, and it'll have enough momentum for you to continue doing a slight circle motion to continue the fan. So in order to get that timing, the way I learned it is I'd let this handle go, and I'd let it ricochet off my hand. It'd ricochet, and when right before it's coming back, right before it makes contact with my hand again, I'll give it that little spin. Like so. You have to do it. The reason why I say to let it ricochet is because when I just kind of know the timing a little bit better. You don't have to. You could technically just open it and get a reverse fan started. But as you can see, it is a little bit harder. So that's why I recommend just doing it with the ricochet. I find it a little bit easier. When you first start learning, I think the hardest part is really just getting that timing. The key is when you flip this, when you start rotating, you're gonna literally feel the weight of the handle, and you're gonna feel that this whole thing is gonna be locked in its position. If you feel it kind of just flopping around, that means you didn't catch it at the right time. But once you do get that initial spin, you technically can go on for a very long time. I usually like to do 2. This is a nice move for finishing off your combo. It's good because a lot of times when you end up in the reverse grip position, you'll just see people do kind of like a ricochet off your hand and then close, or maybe just a standard close. The reverse grip fan actually looks like a move in and of itself. I think it looks, for whatever reason, things in reverse grip look a little bit more technical than in the forward grip. So it just looks like a move in and of itself. So it's like an extra little part of your combo. That's why I like it. That's how I usually finish it off. But even mid combo, you could go from here. You could actually do the move itself and work your way into other things. It doesn't have to be necessarily a finishing move. So that's reverse grip fanning. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I hope to see it in your combos.